Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Mary Grace. We are live. It is Monday, the 17th of May, 2021, and I'm hoping that we have some volume here. Are you hearing me? Let's see what's going on. Do we have volume? Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay, great. So, awesome. The machine isn't lighting up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Good. Good to see everybody. Come on in. Welcome. Great to see you guys. Come on in. Now, we're going to try something new today, and I need your help. First of all, make sure you keep sharing this. When you're on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so that you don't miss a show. And then also on the other platforms on Facebook, please share this into groups. And I'm also on channel 111 on CloutHub, and we're on Twitter, and that is Real Mary Grace 1. So most of my channels are Mary Grace Media, except for that. So hello, everybody. Hello from Serbia. We got a patriot from Serbia coming in. That's awesome. What's it like over there? Are you guys in total lockdown? I've heard that things are pretty bad in Cyprus. People are pretty much locked down under house arrest. So all that because of the flu. Crazy. All right. So here's what's been happening. So on both channels, I'm getting pretty heavily censored. And I know that because my video of Barley the cat is actually getting more plays than when all of you are watching live. So there you go. We're going to try to work around that. And so I want to ask you guys to help me with something. So we're going to rename some people, some key players. And one of my favorite people in the world, we're going to be calling him Real 45 for now. Okay, Real 45. And then the other person that got installed up there illegally, we're going to call him Faker 46. Faker 46. Because I believe that the people that are running things and pulling the strings have specific words programmed in. And I'm pretty sure that Real 45's name is one of those. And so we're just going to play around with this because when my show is getting shared into 50 or more groups and we're still can't even break 1,000 on Facebook, that's not good. That means there's some monkey business going on. So please share this into some other places. And we're going to go with Real 45 and Faker 46 for now. So hopefully that'll work out. And let's see. I moved my studio around over the weekend and things got a little bit catawampus. All right. My microphone is kind of in a weird place, but we'll come back to that. Yeah, Faker 46. Now, how is everybody doing? Did everybody have a good weekend? Are we ready to jump into some content? I have to watch my time here and make sure that I don't go past 6:30 today. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Now, listen, on Thursday night, George News did a broadcast. And if you're not familiar with that, they do live streams on YouTube. But the thing is, you have to really pay attention. You have to get the link out of my Telegram room. And a lot of times they take their links back to, what do you call it, unlisted. They put them on the unlisted status for obvious reasons, because they're not the only ones who are looking at their stuff. So they did some really good they did some really good stuff the other night. They had some very interesting comments, and I'm going to try to grab those. Some people posted those comments. Let me see if I can get them. There were some that I missed. I'm not sure how I missed them. But first of all, they said rallies are back. They said big things are happening right now. They said peace is coming. Now, this is when we were right in the middle of Israel getting bombed. Okay, so that's good news. All right, and then they said, have faith, have unshakable faith, for we walk in faith and not by sight. And then they said in all caps, we cannot wait to resume our weekly White House weekly White House week that was series. I'm not sure about that because I didn't watch that. Have faith. They said that a lot. And then they said there is no hopium here, folks. You guys know what that means, that term hopium. And then it says 2024 relates to events already in play that lead through to the year 2024. Now, they're making reference to the fact that they have mentioned 2024 and everybody freaks out because they're like, no, we can't wait that long. And that's not what they're talking about. Okay. It says, apart from that, we cannot give dates, never have, and never will. Yeah, hopium means false hope. Okay. And they're saying that's not what we're dealing in here. All right. And then he's talking about the fake news. And he's saying they will cover 100% of all rallies as they are dying. I don't know if you guys saw the numbers from MSNBC that came up on I think it's the Nielsen ratings. That was pretty astonishing. Some of these primetime network news leaders are getting lower viewership than a lot of our patriots who are live streaming and who have their own networks. It's amazing. So somebody's asking for the website to get the exemption, to get the religious exemption. Please don't drop links in the chats. We get really demoted when we drop links, but I do have that information. And if somebody can remind me in Telegram, I can put that information in after the show. So you just need to go in the Telegram chat and say, hey, Mary Grace, can you remember to share the link? I'll share it in Telegram. Okay. So I do see your request though. Okay. Back to George. They said, we feel your frustration. And then they said something about Mike Lindell's speech, but they didn't clarify. Okay. The fake news like CNN, MSNBC, those ratings, whose ratings have tanked since Real 45 left office, are salivating at the thought of our rallies returning. Okay. All right. So someone's asking Millie about the site. So Jane on YouTube, just relax. We'll post it in in Telegram. Okay. Remember when I told you guys last week that the whole gas crisis thing was a manufactured crisis? Okay, I found a really good meme for that. Does that pretty much describe it? I thought it was so funny. Okay, so back to our regularly scheduled program. I think that was it for George. Let me just double check and see. So one of the things that they do when they do the George YouTube, they show the same video a lot, and that is the inauguration of Real 45 in 2017. And the reason that they do that, I believe, is because it's giving us hope, like real hope, that things are actually going to be back to that place. I really do believe that. So you can call me a conspiracy theorist, you can call me hopium or whatever you do. Now, here's one thing they said that you need to know, and so that you don't react and you just settle down and, trust that there's going to be better things coming. They said new EOs, executive orders, that will be signed by fake 46, faker 46, will upset many, but do not worry too much. And then they put hashtag all good in the hood. Okay, all good in our hood. All right, so that's good. And then this is something interesting. One of the moderators, one of the George said, cannot wait to see the new Air Force One. And then they said it's the plane, not the designated, but the actual plane itself. Remember? Do you remember who designed and who ordered the new Air Force One and who was coming up with the design? Who was that? It wasn't Faker 46, I can tell you that. So that was an encouraging broadcast. And one of the things that they said was that that Gateway Pundit was going to be dropping something pretty big. And they were supposed to drop it on Friday, but it ended up, I believe, coming out today. So there are actually a number of things that the Gateway Pundit came out with today. A big one, in case you haven't seen it, is that there is actual video footage of the Capitol Police, not only escorting people through the barricades, but also actually talking to them and agreeing to let them in. And remember, these are the people that are being targeted by law enforcement under color of law as violent insurrectionists and terrorists. So that's a big deal. It's a really big deal. I'm going to find the video. Really good stuff. Okay. So do you remember the shaman, the guy with the horns on? Michelle on YouTube just said that the religious exemption form was just put in Mary Grace Media chat and it's pinned. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Okay. Now, this is the video. All right. Hold on.
Listen up. The police here are willing to work with us and cooperate peacefully, like our First Amendment allows. Gather more Americans under the condition that they will come and gather peacefully to discuss what needs to be done to save our country.
The guy holding the flag is the guy with the horns.
We're going to be heard. Everybody, this must be peaceful. This has to be peaceful. We have the right to peacefully.
Okay, that guy. Okay. So first of all, I believe it was all a setup. I think more and more truth is going to come out. So people are going to be seeing this more and more. And I think that you're going to be amazed at what's going to be coming out. Okay, that this is a big story. You should send it to anybody that you know that still thinks that people were in the Capitol illegally. I mean, the fact of the matter is that anybody, all of us, everybody, you, me, everybody, should have full access to those buildings. That building belongs to you and me. And so the people that are telling you that you are a violent extremist and a terrorist because of what happened on that day, I think you need to understand that excuse me, that all of it is a complete and total setup. That the narrative, this is just Charlottesville 2.0. This is just wash, rinse, repeat. It's the same concept. You know, they're pushing a narrative. They're trying to label you as a certain type of person, which is really bad. And it's just not going to fly because, nobody was prepared for the way that they railroaded conservatives over the Charlottesville narrative. No, we didn't really understand at the time. Not as many people were prepared with body cameras or anything like that. Now, for this event, everybody had cameras on. And so that footage was taken right there in the crowd. Everybody was ready. Hold on a second. So the difference is the only thing that stopped this footage from coming out right away was that there were the signals were blocked. I told you this. So nobody could live stream out of the Capitol. The only people that could live stream out of the Capitol were the news reporters, who so-called, let me just say, they were planted. They were actually reporters who made a show of live streaming, but they were actually reporters that were embedded in there from the fake news. And the way that they were able to get signals out was because they had access to the satellite trucks. That's it. I told you that. You guys saw me up there. I couldn't get near the Capitol. So I couldn't get near there because my signal kept cutting out. Anybody that was watching me knows that. And I talked about this because it was all made to look like organic footage that was coming out of that situation, but it wasn't. The only footage that was allowed out was footage that was staged and planned, and that was of people that had access to the satellite feeds. That's it. That's the only way that footage came out. So just keep that in mind, because it's a big deal. And so again, we had a ton of people who were taking. We had a ton of people who were getting footage. They just couldn't get it out over live feed. That's the bottom line. But the point is that people did have body cameras. Patriots had body cameras. Patriots were filming. They were showing what was going on. And now the truth is coming out. And there's more truth coming out about more issues every single day. And so this is a big deal. And the thing is, even if you see this footage, okay, you want to share it on social media. And what I would recommend is I just shared it into my Telegram. Let me just tell you how you can download a video from Telegram. All right. All you have to do when you see a video on Telegram, at least on an Apple, is if you touch this, you see that little screen that comes up at the bottom? You see that? Sorry. On an iPhone. So down there, all you have to do is click select. Okay? Select. And when you click that, you actually get an option to save the image. Hold on, select. And then there's a little arrow. See the arrow in the middle of the screen? Right there. Then you click that. And you see where it says save video? I'm showing you how to do that because when you have short videos like this, people keep asking, where's the link? Where's the link? How can I share it? Don't share the link. Just download the video and then upload it to your social media. That way it looks like you are uploading your own content. The Facebook and YouTube hate external links. Don't use them. You need to upload original content. Original meaning that you're uploading a video. It's just like you took a video and you uploaded it. All right. So then what do you write when you upload it so that you don't get a strike or whatever? You just say, this looks interesting. Some people might want to rethink what they believe about events that happened earlier this year. So you can say it without actually talking about the specifics. There are ways around those, around the suppression, and that's one of them. Anytime you post a link to an external website, an external anything, especially if it's been flagged by the censors, it's not going to work. Nobody's going to see it. Okay, so do that. So everybody go download it and then go and upload it into your own social media, and then also send it as a text to your friends. Send it in an email because it's short enough that you can share it. Okay, everybody do that because the mainstream media is not going to show this. Okay, any questions about that? All of a sudden, I lost the chat. I don't know where everybody went. Okay. So now there's something that came up in the chat. Let me talk about the primary that happened in South Carolina over the weekend. As you know, Lynn Wood was running for the GOP chair in South Carolina, and so he didn't get the nomination. It was not a primary. It was a convention, just like we had in Virginia. And he didn't get the nomination. And so the other guy did. And it was confusing because Real 45 endorsed the other guy. And then after the fact, he actually congratulated the other guy. And then he said, he referred to Lynn Wood as a worthy opponent, which that's a big deal. And so I want you to understand something about this relationship, about the fact that you never hear Real 45 mention that person's name. There are a few people that right now who are on the front lines of a lot of things, and you never ever hear Real 45 mention their name. And there's a reason for that. So think about this. Think about it. Think about people that are fighting to expose a lot of really, really bad stuff. You know their names. Mike Lindell, General Flynn, Lynn Wood, a few other people. So the mainstream media has labeled those people as wackadoodle conspiracy theorists attached to a certain letter of the alphabet. Okay, now I want you to think about what would happen if Real 45 came out and said, woohoo, everybody get behind Lynn Wood. He's running for South Carolina GOP chair. So imagine the headlines that would come if Real 45 did that. Think about it. What do you think? I mean, that just, that can't happen. And so some of you think that means that Real 45 turned on Lynn Wood, that he doesn't want anything to do with him, that he likes the other guy. It's not even just ugly for Lynn. It's just that it's all about optics, you guys. I mean, these people are salivating and chomping at the bit for any kind of scandal. And so if you are Real 45 and you know that he knows, and everybody knows that you know that he knows, but nobody's talking about it, why would you even why would you even be in the same room as him, much less endorse him for public office? That's just toxic. All right. Why would he just not endorse anyone? There's a good reason. I mean, remember, he also endorsed Brian Kemp. And there are certain things that he does to draw a spotlight onto those people. Let me just ask you something. Before Lynn Wood ran for GOP chair in South Carolina, did you ever hear the name Drew McKissick? Did you know who he was? If his name was brought up anywhere, would you have any idea who that was? I mean, nope. Now you do. Because who mentioned his name multiple times? Think about it. There's more than one way to skin a cat, guys. Okay. And then the other thing that Real 45 said when he congratulated Drew was that they had won 2 elections together in South Carolina. 2. 2016, 2020. Think about that. Real 45 is very strategic. He knows what he's doing. So trust him. I do. All right? Trust him. Okay, I just wanted to clear that up because people have been a little bit confused about that. Okay? It's just like, with people that are getting confused about why Real 45 talks about the thing that people are getting, taking the juice, taking those taking that thing in your arm, right? Interesting. Speaking of which, uh how do you guys like the recent exposures of Fauci the fraud? He's been on the hot seat lately. And isn't it interesting that the CDC all of a sudden came out and reversed their position on wearing a mask even after you got the shot? And so the Federalist, somebody just shared this in my room. The Federalist just came out with an article that said Fauci promotes skepticism by still wearing his mask outside. Yeah. He also came out and said that children still need to wear it in school, which is absolutely just reprehensible. I mean, it's just crazy. Crazy. Yeah, he's a fool. He's actually a sociopath, you guys. So people have been asking me like, what could he possibly get out of this? What could he possibly get out of, having people not get the treatment or having people still subject to harm, right? Or having children still wearing those masks. Well, the thing is, the only thing he gets out of it is the satisfaction of feeding his psychosis. And, I don't watch a lot of psychological thrillers, but when you watch those kinds of things, one of the things that the villains do is that they actually enjoy watching the suffering, and they generally also like being the center of attention. And so, think about it. He was paraded around as the expert by Real 45, and Millie pointed this out to me. And then all of a sudden, he started appearing on all these shows. Like, you didn't really know who he was before either, did you? Did you have any idea who he was or that he even existed before Real 45 gave him the microphone? And then what happened? He became the darling of the left. Remember, okay, when you have strategy, when you're bringing down your opponent, art of war, would it be better if we came out like a year into the pandemic and we found out that this guy named Tony Fauci was indicted on charges of crimes against humanity and that he was going to be brought before a tribunal or something? Think about that. So, like, what would happen if he had never been given the microphone and nobody had ever actually let him talk? Or would he have been on any of the talk shows? Would he have been on the cover of magazines? Would he have been the media leftist darling? No, he wouldn't have. In fact, he was actually the enemy of the left during the AIDS crisis. So just think about this. So the strategy, if there's one thing we know about President Trump, oh, Real 45, is that he's a promoter. That's what he does. I mean, you guys know that MMA became a thing because Real 45 actually got behind Dana White and helped him promote it. I just want you to understand that's who he is. And so think about that. And so putting Fauci on display and promoting him in this case doesn't mean that Real 45 trusted him or liked him. But if you're trying to bring a case and you're trying to bring down a villain, do you want the public to know who the villain is? Does it carry more weight? Does it carry more impact if you do it that way? Or if you just leave him in his office, in his highly paid position, and then somehow quietly have a press release one day about how he got arrested? Nobody would know or care. But think about this now. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody. And he's so full of himself, right? Think about that. So, and the fact of the matter is, back in the 80s, during at the prime of the at the prime of the AIDS crisis, there was a hold on. The Village Voice. There was a letter published by Larry Kramer. Now, I wasn't really in the know at that time of who was who in politics. Some of you guys might know who Larry Kramer was, but this article was a scathing indictment of how Fauci handled the AIDS crisis. And I got to tell you, it was not good. And the people that were exposing him at that time, I'm pretty sure were not the people who would have voted for a Real 45 today. So you know what I'm saying? And so there was a time when he was really vilified. He was persona non grata to the other side of the political spectrum. And so what Real 45 did was they actually got him. He got the left to fall in love with Fauci the fraud, with Dr. Death. Think about that. Think about it. And so now when he does meet his demise, it's going to open a lot of eyes. And the article, the open letter from the Village Voice, it was published in 1988, May 31st, 1988. The interesting thing about this is that that he, again, at that, like, nobody thought about that. So how did the article get dug up all of a sudden? Like this obscure article from that period of time. How did that suddenly surface? Does it make you think that that maybe there are people on our side who are also controlling the narrative to an extent? What do you think about that? Do you think that somebody strategically found that editorial and made a call and said, it's time to release the Fauci the fraud letter that was written by Larry Kramer, exposing not only his ineptitude during the handling of the AIDS crisis, but in many ways what turns out to be intentional negligence and mismanagement, right? Think about this. So as painful as it is to witness all of this and to see, just how horrific this person is, there is strategy behind what Real 45 is doing. He had to expose this person for what he is. And so, I wouldn't be surprised. First of all, Where is Scarf Lady? Where did she vaporize to? Would you be surprised if something emerges about her in the coming days or weeks? Like if all of a sudden something similar comes up and is revealed? I don't know. Let's just see. Um, yeah. So um, I'm gonna post this in the Telegram. Okay. It was astonishing, really, to read that. My Telegram is Mary Grace Media Official. If you want to join my Telegram chat, you actually have to email me for a link because it's a private chat. You have to email me, info@marygracemedia.com. Okay. Let me see if it worked. There's one thing that I really don't like about Telegram. Can somebody tell them who Scarf Lady is? Scarf Lady. She somehow had time to pick out a different scarf every day in the middle of the crisis. Amazing. It's not working. Hold on. Let's see if I can get it to work. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can fix this. Oh. Now I need to see if I can edit it. There we go. Now I have to delete the other ones. Okay. Oh, now I just okay, there it is. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Now, so Mary Grace Media Official. There's a short video about Fauci back then. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Scarf Lady retired. Yeah, after she was exposed. Remember that? She was exposed because she told everybody not to travel. And then she went to see family during Thanksgiving. Crazy. Hey, somebody just posted a while ago and said that that FDA came out and said they're not going to approve any of those shots. Did you guys? Was that for real? Where is there an article about that? I wasn't sure. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Oh, so there was something else that came out of Michigan that was basically crazy, a really crazy situation, and that is that somebody testified in Michigan. What's his name? So many links. Where was that one? Millie, did you send me the one from Michigan or did I put it in my channel? Let me find it. Matt DePerno. Okay, so Matt DePerno in Michigan. Matt DePerno in Michigan. He said there's a video and it's in my Telegram. He just dropped a bomb at the Michigan press conference. They discovered that the tabulator machines can be reopened after the election. Then they can run more ballots through the tabulator, print off a new tabulator tape with new ballots, and then backdate that tape to November 3rd. Did you hear what I just said? Listen. They discovered that the tabulator machines can be reopened after the election. They can then run more ballots through the tabulator, print off a new tabulator tape with new ballots, and then backdate that tape to November 3rd. Does that just seem like it's just opening the door for fraud. I mean, yeah, so they can literally they can put a new tabulator tape in. They can recount, rerun the whole thing. They can just redate. They can just put a whole new tape in, and yeah, it is a mic drop. They okay, literally. So you have a tabulator. It's just I'm picturing like an adding machine tape. It's tabulating. It's dated November 3rd, and then they're counting the ballots, and then somebody doesn't like the result, and so they can open the tabulator and rip out that tape. Oh, too many votes for Real 45. Let's change it. And then they rip it out, and then they put in a new tape, and then they run new ballots through, and then they count it. They run through a count of what they want, their updated amounts, and then they backdate it to November 3rd. I think that's like the textbook definition of fraud. Yeah. So if you've ever heard of ballot stuffing, that's what that means. Okay. All right. Patricia on Facebook is giving us an update. Okay, interesting. FDA said in front of the Senate after Ron Paul grilled Fauci the fraud and said they would not approve any COVID-19 vaccines until they went through their vigorous testing, and their 17,000 employees would not be taking it. Imagine that. They had not approved it. It is the CDC trying to force this. Wow, that's interesting. Backdating anything in court is the highest level of no, just no. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, how do I get a video to you? It depends on the video, Patricia. What video you're trying to get to me? If it's a link to something like YouTube, then you can send it to me in an email, and you can is that the one from? Yeah, so if it's on YouTube, just send it to me in an email, info@marygracemedia.com, and then tell me what the subject is. Okay, that would be great. Okay, yeah, and then guys, there's a lot of people who aren't getting this thing. It's crazy, but hey, now if you're a leftist, you have a really terrible dilemma that you're facing, and that is if you got the shot, you take off your mask, all of a sudden you have a huge risk of being mistaken for, oh no, a conservative. That's scary. And so a lot of people are just going to keep it on so everybody doesn't think that they're a conservative. I kid you not. This is the closest thing I can get. This is the closest you can get to the expression cutting off your nose to spite your face. So, I mean, this is like all these woke businesses that continue to do woke things, in spite of the fact that their earnings are just tanking and tanking and tanking. Yes, but we hate Orange Man so bad that we're just going to keep doing really horrible business practices, even though we're losing millions of dollars every quarter. It's all worth it. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, I kind of wish they would keep the masks on too because of the shedding of the proteins. I kind of do, at least for a while. There was a really funny meme that somebody sent me about that. Pretty funny. Okay, hold on. Oh, I don't know where it is. Maybe I lost it. I don't have it. Sorry. Okay. I'm not going to make you wait. Oh, wait. I found it. Oh, this was a funny. It was a Karen meme. It says Karen's right now. And then they have to choose wear my mask to signal my virtue, remove my mask to show that I've had the shot. It's a real dilemma. And then I wonder what's going to happen with the airlines, because that noise, that was not Barley, that was my dad. I told you guys you can pick up some noise. Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. uh, okay. So here's the dilemma. Here's the dilemma with the airlines. So all this time you've said that everybody has to wear the mask. Okay. So now the CDC has come out and said you don't have to if you've got the thing. Are they going to relax the mandate and then demand passports that you show your papers? Or are they going to just keep making everybody wear it, which is the opposite of the whole point of getting um, the thing in the first place? I, I don't know. Don't know. Okay, the rumors are that flying might be prohibited to people um, who got it because of potential blood clots. You know, somebody else mentioned that to me, but I haven't seen a source on that. Is there an actual source on that, or just a rumor? I mean, that would actually be delightful, because then they wouldn't be spreading the proteins to all of us, because people are actually getting sick because of those proteins. Oh, they said you have to wear them on a bus and on flights. Good Lord. Um, Virginia governor now says no one has to wear a mask. How dirty is he? Yeah, he got the a lot of the governors, I believe, got a phone call on Thursday. It was like CDC made the announcement, and then boom, all these tyrannical governors all of a sudden, oh, everything's opening up. The mask mandate ends up as of midnight tonight. I mean, just gone. Uh, yeah. Um, Heard a DJ on the radio today honestly say that even though he got it, he didn't want to go out without the mask because didn't want people to get in his face about not wearing it. Hey, I'm over it, guys. I am. I'm not wearing it. What do we mean about proteins? So there's evidence coming out that the shot is actually, because of the formulation of the shot, the formulation of the shot puts your body produces these spike proteins that then shed around, and then everybody else gets them, and that's how people are getting sick from being around the people that already got it. Yeah. Yeah, we just we need prayer. We're hearing from the prophets that a lot of this brainwashing will just lift, and that's what we need. Okay, so listen, I said that I had to be off by 6:30. That's in 4 minutes. So I'm going to be back on live on Wednesday at 5:30 Eastern. Thank you guys for the information that you're sharing here. That's good to see. If you're not on Telegram, I do recommend that you get on Telegram and that you start following, just at least follow Mary Grace Media Official. I'm trying to share relevant links about what's going on these days. I don't get everything, but I do share a lot of stuff. So, we do need to keep praying, because we need to really pray from a position of strength. Okay. I don't know how long the shedding lasts. No one does. All right. So listen, one of the best things you can do to protect your immune system, to protect yourself, is to eat healthy. And our superfoods help you do that. I forgot to mention superfoods at the beginning of the show, but this is one of the best things you can do is to get your body into a healthy state. One of the easiest ways to do that is by doing a superfood reset. So make sure that you get that if you haven't already. Write to me, info@marygracemedia.com, so that you can get a voucher. You can save over $100 off of your first full month. Somebody was telling me earlier today that they used to use an extremely popular brand of supplements and shakes and vitamins, protein and things like that, and food replacements. And ever since using what we have, our superfoods, they said they will never ever buy those products again because that company that she was using was actually bought out by Nestle. And what we have, guys, is made in the US. It's manufactured and distributed right in the United States. And so the world's best, highest quality superfoods delivered right to your door. You can't beat that. And we know exactly what's in everything and where it's grown and how it's processed. And so you're getting real food. So just make sure that you don't neglect your own body, because your body is a temple. You have to get it into a healthy state. So info@marygracemedia.com. I honestly don't know what I would do without superfoods in my life. It's just the best. So info@marygracemedia.com. We also have some things that can help with brain fog, and then also with building your immunity. The superfoods themselves help with that, but we also have some specific things that will also help with your immunity. Um, yeah, as far as I know, we're not going to be sold out to Nestle or anybody else like that. Okay, so info@marygracemedia.com. I will see everybody on Wednesday at 5:30, and make sure you're following my Telegram. It's Mary Grace Media Official. And everybody have a good evening. Thank you to my moderators. And remember, share this into all the groups that you belong to. I have a much better life with superfoods. Yeah, me too. Take care, everybody. I'll be back.